What's good, everyone? We are going to get into the general collective messages for this full moon in Sagittarius. So I'm so excited. It is going to be on June 3rd, 2023. And so I'm going to go by way of the elements. And so we're going to start off with the fire signs. While y'all are getting y'all notifications out there, I am just going to get started here. And so we are going to start with the fire signs because I did a poll in the stories and I asked y'all what elements y'all wanted to go first, and y'all all said fire signs. And then we'll be doing earth because that was second. Then we'll be doing air and we'll be doing water. And so it makes sense. Fire signs are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Okay. So this full moon in Sagittarius is a very potent full moon here. I just feel a lot of opportunities coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like shocking changes for some of you. All right. Now, I've already gone into like the energetics for this week, so I don't want to go too much into that. What I will say is I will be having a divine sister coming live with me, hopefully sometime this weekend, as well as she will be discussing the Schumann resonance and the solar flares. And I know that is, cheers, hello, that is definitely a potent energy that is going on. And so we mentioned like the heart, we mentioned certain organs, and so if you've been feeling like certain heart palpitations and whatnot, it could be because of the M solar flares that's been going on. So again, that's not too much of my specialty, so I don't want to go too much into that. But when I think of that, right, and I'm like, oh, it's no coincidence that y'all wanted me to connect with fire signs. And Sagittarius alone is a fire sign, but it is associated with Jupiter, and there's a lot of placements going on with Jupiter at this time. So we're going to start with the fire signs, all right? And we're going to do the collective message. The way that I'm going to do this is just see what general messages this full moon has for each elemental sign. And then sometimes the way that I do it is I'll do the elemental and then I'll do each individual zodiac sign that's correlated to that element. For example, if I'm doing fire signs, I'll do a general fire sign, and then I would do, well, how would that correlate to Aries? How would that correlate to Leo? How would that correlate to Sagittarius? And so it's going to be the general and then each individual, but the individuals are just going to be like one card so that we can keep this going and flowing to the other elemental signs, so everyone can get their messages. Okay. All right, so I'm just shuffling the cards. I already kind of pre-shuffled, but we're gonna get into this just a little bit more. And please don't forget to like, share, comment, follow if you aren't already. All of this helps others get the messages that may be pertaining to them, and it helps the algorithm, excuse me. One more time, then I'm gonna split the deck and we're gonna get started with these fire signs, right? I'm feeling a lot of air energy, but we're going to tap into the Fire Soul, Holy Spirit, Sacred Spirit, Spirit of the Most High, Most Divine and Truth. What do you have for the fire sign collective for this full moon in Sagittarius? What is the message, the general message for fire signs for this full moon? The fire element, right? The fire element, the spirit of this full moon in Sagittarius. There we go. Oh, beautiful. So some of you may be having some experiences with your family and like generational wealth, kind of maybe feeling like there's been some challenges in those areas, but Spirit wants you to know that you will be moving forward. You're not staying stuck in those circumstances. Here we have the 10 of Pentacles kind of coming out in a challenging position. I put it upright. And then we have the 6 of Swords in an upright position. This could have been that, you know, there was certain maybe family affairs or certain situations that weren't really working out in your favor, because we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, right? So there could have been certain family affairs, family situations that were maybe depleting or challenging the Hierophant in reverse here. All right, we're challenging what it is that you had to offer to yourself and others. Perhaps they weren't really connecting with your teachings or your purpose here. And so this was like depleting your energy. Maybe you were going against yourself and you're kind of gaining revelations to that, fire signs. We do have here the 2 of Swords here. So there's you are feeling like you're at a place where you have to make a decision here. We have the Devil card as well. All right. And then we have the 7 of Cups and we have the 8 of Wands. All right. What I'm seeing here, and then in the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Cups. I'm going to leave those cards out and I'm going to work with what's on the board right now. So what I'm seeing here is there's a strong need for you to make a decision at this time. You might be feeling like you're caught up in a crossroad, maybe a little bit confused. There could be a lot of temptation or excuses, maybe fears that make maybe it's like holding you back, but you are recognizing that these things are holding you back. It could also be that perhaps you have a lot of options, a lot of things ready and available to you, and you're trying to figure out which direction you're going to go. Nonetheless, I feel like this full moon in Sagittarius is going to bring you that clarity for you to move forward here, especially with the 6 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. Those are both forward movement cards that I'm seeing here. Okay, the 8 of Wands is associated with Jupiter energy or Sagittarius energy, right? It's Mercury and Sag. Even though Mercury is not in that placement right now, it's still nonetheless forward movement connecting with Sagittarius energy here. I feel like with the 2 of Swords here, you finding yourself in this crossroad is like you maybe were relying on like blind faith or like trying to ignore certain things, or you wasn't seeing certain things, where you will be awakened and illuminated to see that which you couldn't see before. There's an expansion of the mind so that your psyche can develop higher frequencies of commitment to yourself and to your path and your purpose here. With the Hierophant in reverse, I kind of just see it like, this could have been self-sabotage. This could have been like, someone who's really wise, but maybe needs to like go back to the roots of it, to the beginning, to kind of like really check themselves. This could also be that perhaps there was some news, like news that you didn't want to hear from others, that kind of just made you feel like you didn't want. This could be pertaining to work here, so possibly some of y'all working like corporate here. This could be like just needing to shift your timelines is what I'm seeing here, fire signs. Now, I know this sounds a little bit like rough from the beginning, but I actually see this as all good news. Like, I see this as you coming into a space of like truly inheriting generational wealth through clarity, right? But first comes the clarity, and that there's going to be a lot of like your spirit guides are literally going to help you move you forward with this situation here. This could have been like maybe what you were, maybe you were investing and things that wasn't necessarily the most beneficial to your greatest good. It could have also been that maybe you knew certain things. It's like someone having like the information to do something, and rather than using that information wisely, they mishandled their own energy. They mishandled their own power. They didn't even know what to do with that information. So it could go one of either way. You know where you're at. You know if you knew exactly how to work with that energy, but maybe you was working it in a way that was self-sabotaging and a little bit, just not working in the favor of your highest good and the highest good of others. Or if it's that you have some abilities or information and you don't really know what to do with that, and so it left you a little bit confused here. But Spirit is saying like there's really, because you can see the middle ground of both sides, right? Sometimes being in a neutral state will keep you in a space that is not moving, because it is ground zero. So picking and choosing a certain side to help you move yourself along is what's going to get you to be moving forward here. This seems like it can be a lot of mundane things. So what cards here? Can you bring us some clarity on the Hierophant in reverse? Yeah, so the Hierophant and Father Time here. So what are you doing with your time? How are you investing and managing your time? Who are you connecting with? Are you creating time for that which you know will serve you for your highest good and that brings you back joy and happiness? Or are you being a little bit too stern and restrictive with your time? In the bottom of the deck we have Cupid here, right? And so that's what I was getting. I was picking up like a strong need for you to like move forward. There's certain areas in your life that you may not be paying attention to, that is requiring you to work on those areas in order for you to move on. So this could just be balancing out your time with being affectionate to yourself, being affectionate to your loved ones, those that really matter, prioritizing yourself accordingly. If this is like family situations going on here, because I see a lot of like with the Five of Cups, right? Walking away from circumstances or situations that really like wasn't serving you anymore. So really standing firm in those like energetic exchanges that are no longer of resonance with you, like cutting those cords and saying, I have to move to where it is equally yoked or better, right? What is in your heart's desire, fire signs? What is in your heart's desire? I feel like there's a lot of solar activations going on for you. It could also be that there's a need to work on some emotional intelligence here, some emotional, just because I kind of see like things were a little bit rocky, and that's okay. Like life be life and shit be happening, right? It's almost like you're still trying to figure out how to place certain like people in certain like what place that they have in your role, because maybe the place that you thought they had and the way that you were moving, it's like if you think of a game of chess, right? If you play the game correctly, you can win, right? That's any game if you move the piece correctly. But if you move the piece one like the wrong piece, it doesn't matter how many pieces on the board. You can literally feel like you have the upper hand. You could have took the other person's, like, snatched up almost all their pieces, right? But if you move incorrectly, one false move, and you're at checkmate. And it almost feels like Spirit right now has you in a space of like checkmate, to reevaluate your investments, reevaluate your connections with people, reevaluate your morals, your integrity. This could also be that I'm getting that you are having a green light towards like not to be too hard on yourself, because you are going to achieve your goals here. And that's probably why you're being like, it's to be consider your time management. They want you to give yourself time and space to reconnect with yourself, to release some fears. It could have been like certain excuses and fears and like lower density type energies that have been like moving you around. That's no longer like really moving you forward here. It's just moving you around in the same circle. This could also be that in your heart space there's some deep agony or deep depressive kind of energies that you may not have been tending to, and it's trying to come up to the forefront for you to do some clearing work on this area, so that there could be an expansion of the heart. You are already a super manifestator is what I'm hearing, and so you are super magnetic. This happens really fast for you. However, you may have felt like it's not happening fast enough as of lately, and that's because there's things in your heart space. I would say look at your Chiron placement. I would look at what are some old wounds that you told yourself that you have forgiven, but maybe you haven't truly forgiven. What are parts of yourself that need some more loving that you may have forgotten to love on? That really wants your attention at this time. I feel like you just been really putting a hold, a restraint on yourself, and you are actually like you're being pressured, right? So that you can learn how to decompress, to expand yourself. It's kind of, what I'm seeing. I hope that makes sense. But yes, fire sign, that is what I have for y'all right now. So it's a lot of revelations in general that's going to be happening. Maybe you're not listening to your intuition or your wisdom, and you're being guided to go within to do that, to kind of like, go back to certain studies if you need to go back to certain studies. But I'm kind of seeing like going back to self, going back to the root, going back to basics in a way. All right, so how does this pertain to Aries specifically? How does this collective message pertain to Aries? One card, please. Aries, the Aries collective. How is this energy? All right, Aries, we have the King of Swords here. Yep, so lots of revelations, lots of you needing to put your foot down and put some authority in play here. You may have had like some family situations, contracts that require you to review, to maybe be a little bit more stern in, to really like rewrite your story, recalibrate what it is that you've been working with when it comes down to the story. This could also be like minding the narratives that you've been telling yourself. So if you're feeling super agitated and frustrated, like what are you narrating in your mind about certain circumstances? Are you staying too long in certain spaces that it's already time for you to like, go? Have you learned your lesson, or are you like you learned your lesson and you're just overstaying your welcome? Or you haven't really learned your lesson, but you're still just kind of like ignoring the circumstances for what it is, so that you can actually learn the lesson, because it's like Spirit is putting it right in your face, right? And so I do see like mindfulness on aggression here, Aries, but I do see a lot of awakening here, so that you can move forward and sit in the seat of your throne. Think a little bit more of what is and the logics, and listen to your intuition. I'm hearing you don't have to fight to get your way out, but you can stay sharp. You can think, think smarter, not harder. All right. How is this going to impact Leos? What is the Leo collective? That was fast. Leo, a lot of balancing and healing time needed. We have the Temperance here. Mind your temperament also, right? So fire signs, yeah, might be feeling hot, right? Super hot and temperamental. But with the Temperance here, are you balancing out work with play? I think, that came out in the collective as well. Are you connecting with your spirit guides, and are you able to really listen to what it is that they are guiding you through? Are you taking time to heal? Are you taking time to stretch yourself out? Balance out the waters and balancing out your masculine and feminine energies here. Sometimes you need to step out of the picture to see a high, like maybe the angle, the point of view that you're standing in, you're not able to see things for the way that it is, because you're still, perhaps looking at it, with your human eyes. And sometimes you just need to get into a meditative space and connect with your higher self to see things from a bigger picture, right? And so taking the time to do that, I'm definitely getting strong connection of needing to connect with your spirit guides and getting in connection with your higher self, balancing out your emotional intelligence, your temperament specifically is what's coming through with the Temperance, your temperament. And also if there has been some drinking or overindulgence of either alcohol or addictions, that might be something that needs some healing or some calming down from. So if you are a drinker, or you know that you've been overindulging in certain supplements or whatever, I'm saying supplements, but that's not the right word, just things in general that may need some healing at the time. This energy is also, the Temperance is also connected with Sagittarius energy, and it's also the moon there. So you may have your moon in Sagittarius as well, or you're just going to have a lot of spiritual awakenings, Leo. So this is your card. I'm really loving that energy. It's really getting to the nitty gritty of your circumstances and bringing healing and balance. I would even call on the healers of your lineage, your ancestral healers, the angelics of your lineage that promote healing, that bring healing. Connect with your highest self and channel in that healing light energy to heal the space, to bring forward movement with clarity. So that you can really learn the lesson and navigate yourself forward here. As I seen, there was some spiritual assistance in helping the fire signs move themselves forward in places where they may have felt stuck or confused, or where they may have been family affairs that need some reconciliation, or need a little bit more loving and harmony in those spaces, right? All right. What is Sagittarius? Sagittarius, what is this message for the Sagittarius? And I recommend that everyone, regardless of what your sign is, listen to the Sagittarius, because this moon is in Sagittarius, right? So how is this collective message connecting? Wow, that's a lot of cards, but we're going to take one, Spirit. I just need one card, please, for the Sagittarius here. How does this collective energy impact the Sagittarius collective? Wow, okay. Yeah, I see that. Another card wanted to come out too. So We have the Two of Cups, a lot of connections here, equally yoked connections. This could also be that, you know, maybe there was spaces where you was feeling dissatisfied. Maybe you would, whether it's dissatisfied with, you know, family affairs, dissatisfied with partnerships, dissatisfied with work here. Because I did, like I said, in this collective, I did see, you know, work situations going on here. And just feeling confused, like, should I even stay at this job? Like, I don't even know if I want to stay here or not. I do see a lot of clarity here. I see some, yeah, there might be, like projects that you want to finish up. I'm also seeing partnerships, so this could be a new partnership or elevations in your partnerships, your connections. And when I say in partnerships, this can be career, this can be romantic, this can be, you know, your partnerships in general, your relationships, your connections with others are gonna be amplified and elevated to a higher frequency than what it once was. And so let Spirit move out what Spirit needs to move out and bring in what Spirit needs to bring in. Okay. I feel like that, you know, you may have been in a space where you were doing things alone, or wanting to have some sort of companionship, or maybe not necessarily, you know, wanting companionship, but, you know, considering the fact that, you know, maybe life is trying to bring you some companionship in this space. So if you're looking for a companion, I see that coming in with this full moon. Not only the clarity and the resolution. I see resolution where with the family affairs, where there may have been arguments, where there may have been trouble, where may have been. I see resolutions coming in with that. If this with work, maybe you were, you know, you couldn't find a job, you were looking for a job, or you wanted a promotion, or you wanted a new job. I see resolutions in those areas. I see clarity, and, like, you know, maybe that position wasn't for you, but there's clarity on which positions to apply for moving forward and what is for you. Or, you know, just clarity as far as, like, what you are here what you meant to do, right? What is your soul's purpose, and finding harmony in that. If it is a romantic thing, you know, this could have been that you know, there was some healing in past relationships that was still in your heart space that you didn't know how to let go, and you finally find a way to make peace and forgiveness in your heart space so that you can move forward and truly attract that divine companion here. So regardless of why, I do see companionship here, whether it's, you know, a pet, a partner, you know, a romantic partner, a family partner, whatever. It's I see that here. So a lot of healing for the fire. Hello, a lot of healing for the fire collective. I know it started off like a rough read, but this is why it's important to see, like, which part of the collective you fall into, because, you know, these are general readings, so not the whole story is going to pertain just to you, right? And sometimes it doesn't make sense until it makes sense, right? Like, oh, okay, like, as a whole, that didn't really, like, that sounds like it resonates, but that don't really sound like it resonates. Well, yeah, you know, part of that was for Aries, but the other part of that was for Sagittarius, and another part was for Leo, right? And so those are your messages, fire signs. We're going to get moving into the earth signs. I do want to say that I see lavish abundance of the universe pouring into y'all, fire signs. There's a lot of earthly 3D experiences that's kind of trying to distract y'all, fire signs, from, like, deeply connecting to your spirit, to your soul, but you are highly spiritual beings. And so don't forget that. Just kind of reconnect with that. Reconnect with your soul. We know that there is no separation between the soul and the body and the mind. Like, you're all one always, and we know that. But sometimes we may not hear ourselves or see ourselves as clearly as we need. And so now is the time to really take time to rejuvenate your spirits. Really get, you know, go deep with yourself. Go deep with yourself, because that is going to move you further than you could have even imagined yourself being moved, you know, in your own imagination, right? So I just kind of want to put that there. You know, you might be feeling a little bit like, you know, I got to see it to believe it. Well, go see yourself. Have an appointment with your higher self and go see what you need to see. And then, you know, you don't have to believe me, but go to where the knowing is. The knowing is in your soul. The knowing is in your DNA. So go there and get the information straight from the source. Okay? Okay. Moving forward, y'all, we are going into the earth signs. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Let me just clear the board. Drink a sip of water. Water. But my body is telling me, yeah. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Okay. I don't see nothing wrong. Okay. Let's get into it. What are the earth signs? Earth signs. Earth signs. So earth signs are Taurus, which Jupiter is in Taurus, and Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Ooh-wee. Right? So, you know, this is going back into it before I go fully into, you know, if y'all fire signs are still here, cross watching or like checking for your sun, moon, rising placements, all of that other stuff, that extraness, right? It's important to know these other placements and see these things because they correlate with each other. It's a love language. They start talking to each other. They be having a whole conversation. And so, like, yeah, everybody should have paid attention to Sagittarius, but I feel like everybody should be paying attention to Taurus too, because there's a conjunction happening with Jupiter and the North Node, and the North Node is in Taurus, right? And Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So just kind of putting that out there as well. Okay. I should have said all of this in the beginning of the video, but I'm saying it now. So, yeah. So, and Taurus likes to move a little slowly, fire sign. So if y'all is just trying to rush, slow down. I just want to get to know you. That's what your soul is saying to you. Just turn around and see this little pretty... what is the lyrics? Something about a pretty face, right? Okay. Something about a pretty face. Fire signs, go take a look in the mirror and go look at your pretty face. Okay. Go connect with your higher self and see the pretty face of your higher self. It might be a little bit scary, but it might be scrumptious at the same time. And you wouldn't know. Turn around and bless me with your beauty, cutie. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the lyrics. Okay, you know. Trina. Whoop, whoop. I gotta let my Trinas in the house teach me some lyrics. All right, we're gonna go into the earth signs. And so earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because we the go. All right. So I'm just moving this earth signs. I see y'all. Y'all litty. All right. Fire signs, y'all litty too, but y'all might be feeling a little like y'all just want to go. Don't be impulsive. Okay. I'm just shuffling the deck, y'all. How y'all doing? Thank you for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me. How is this earth sign? How are the earth signs going to... What is the general message for this full moon in Sagittarius What is the general messages of this full moon in Sagittarius for the signs of the earth signs? The earth signs. Here we go. Earth signs general message. Full moon in Sagittarius for the earth signs. What is the general messages for the earth signs? Oh, there goes one. All right. So we have the Judgment card coming out in the challenging positions. Maybe y'all are feeling like y'all are taking your time ending certain cycles. We have the 7 of Wands, and then we have the 2 of Wands here. So if you are feeling like there's certain, like this is all spiritual here, literally the Star card. This is all spiritual here, all right? This is very fiery. This is very spiritual here. With the Queen of Wands in the bottom here. One more, I'm sorry. And the moon, right? And then, okay, so, and then the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Wands. And then the last card that we had was also the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, which this kind of makes sense, right? Because it was in the fire signs reading, and Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Sagittarius being where the moon is at, right? And so, and with the star and this being like all spiritual, it makes sense. So there's a lot of breakthroughs when it comes down to like religious and like connection with the divine masculine and like healing for the divine masculine is kind of what I'm seeing here. There could have been maybe some spiritual attacks on your masculinity and how you're moving forward on your goals, or just the masculine in general, you know. And so just a need to hold space and provide some healing light for the divine masculine in general, whether you are male or female here. And there's with the Judgment card in the challenging position, not really upright, not really in reverse, just in a challenging position. This shows here that some, you know, it may be hard for some of y'all to, you know, come into some realizations that is beyond your religion, that is beyond your belief, right? You're going to be coming into some information that is going to really blow your mind. It's going to give you some spiritual insights, some spiritual breakthroughs here. It is divinely aligned to do so. It's in the stars. But this is going to bring you back in your power here, okay? This is going to bring you back in your power, and it's going to break the illusions of confusions. It's going to break the illusions of that which, you know, wasn't necessarily true, right? And so sometimes we look at ourselves and we look at people as reflections of ourselves, and they may be behaving in a certain way that you're like, yo, that shit cannot be real. Like, they cannot really be like that, right? But it's to show what is real to you, right? Especially with the 7 of Wands coming here next to the Judgment card. Competition, there is none. You already over the influences of what is around you, and so having the awareness is really what's helping navigate you through, so that what your expectations and manifestations can come in, because you know you have the whole world in your hands. You know that you're able to walk through thresholds and portals and different spaces. I feel like it's a timeline jumping. So some of you are actually quantum leaping into another reality where you're like, you're in your boss bitch era. All right. You like hot girl summer. I'm finna get it. Like, it's already mine. I'm not even gonna be worried. Like, You know, I've been there, done that. I was already stressed. I was already like, why am I going to stay there? But there's some loose ends that need to be tied up, right? It needs to be cleared out. You know, maybe you were feeling like, you know, you wanted to move into a new place, and you know you're doing all the steps to move forward accordingly, and so everything feels good. But there's certain challenges, whether it's challenges at work or challenges with certain contracts, or you know challenges finding another a place or whatever it may be. There's going to be healing in those areas as long as you stay in your power here. All right, let me get one more card here for this breakthrough, especially with the 8 of Wands in the bottom of the deck. There is going to be forward movement. Restraint. Yeah, y'all may be feeling restraint here. So, okay. Where are you feeling bondage? Where are you feeling challenged to look at? Where are you neglecting to see things, right? Do you not really believe in yourself? Are you doubtful of your spiritual team? Are you say you believe in source and in God, but then question or doubt when things aren't necessarily going your way? Do you doubt your spiritual team? Do you doubt your higher self? Do you doubt your ancestors? Like, what about cool guy summer? Hot guy, hot boy. Well, no. We done with the hot boys. We done with the hot boys, and we done with the fuck boys. So, we can say the godly summer. We're going to do godly summer because it's time for the gods to shine. It's time for the gods to shine, right? So even fuck that hot girl summer shit. The goddesses to shine. It's time for the gods and goddesses to shine. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is right now. These solar flares popping because we popping, right? But it's not about immature, like with the fire signs, there was some like emotional immaturity there that needed to like work things out, you know. Don't go bullet, hot-headed, lacking emotional intelligence, being hot in that way. Like, that's something for all of us to be mindful of, right? We're not going to go there, but with restraint, let's go back to the earth signs here. What is it that you are resisting? What is it that, are you feeling like you can't connect to your godly self, right? And or maybe you don't know how to do that, where to start. Maybe you're being guided the information of how to start and where to do that, but you are being stubborn and you're not really pushing yourself past your limits, right? With the Hierophant in reverse, right? Because it's a little bit scary for you, and so you're creating a bondage to yourself where it's not even serving you anymore, right? So how can you allow yourself to stretch outside of your limits, right? I just feel like there's also a lot of lessons. I feel like Saturn is playing a part in teaching some lessons in these limitations here, so that you can grow accordingly, and rebuild, like have a rebirth in a sense, right? So let's see how exactly this energy is going to affect the earth signs individually, right? So let's get into it. We are going to start with Taurus, right? Taurus, how is this collective reading connecting with Taurus? How is this Moon and Sagittarius connecting with Taurus specifically? Ooh, I like it. The Sun card. Lots of happiness, awakening, fresh beginnings, going back to the Garden of Eden, right? Seeing your reflection, being in your naked truth here, okay? Like, I don't want them to delete my videos. So I have to be mindful of these cards, and I'm probably a little too late, but you know, the Sun card, it wasn't always just a child, right? And it was the masculine and feminine energies in the Adam and Eve in the garden, right? In the innocence, in the purity. And that's, you know, where the right away, because of the innocence and the purity of Adam and Eve in the garden, you know, he brought forth the child in that, right? And so there's many stories, and I'm not saying, oh, be Eve, not Lilith, and this, that, and the third. I'm gonna mind my business. You do what you want to do. You be whichever feminine you want to be, but be in your divinity fully, right? Honoring, like, if you gonna be in your Lilith, but you know how to get in your Eve, you know, be in your bag, do what you gotta do, you know. But we, you know, leave out the toxicity, right? If it's that toxic shit that you're like having a hard time letting go, then let it go, right? But going back to it, this is like your innocence. This is getting back to that truth, to the faith of the knowing of your feminine and masculine energies, being in your power, taking accountability for yourself. I see a lot of happiness too. The Sun card is happiness, and it's also, the Sun card is also the card of like self-love and creation, creativity. So maybe you're gonna be feeling an amplification of like create, right? Because of the manifestations with the Two of Wands here, and like manifesting the whole world in your hands. What is it that you're manifesting? Projecting that out to the world and seeing it like work in your favor, because your masculine and feminine energies are in harmony with each other. And so they are the child that's being created through your innocence is your manifestations that are rushing in, and you can expect that, right? Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. And obviously, like, there's also the expect the unexpected, and that there might be some haters or challengers that might try to come that way, but know that you are above the influence. And that's why they, you know, all they could take from you is notes. All they could take from you is notes. You know, they see you, they see what it is, and they like, damn, like, I want my garden to look like that, and this, that, and the third, but they not trying to put in the work. Or they might be trying to, like, you know, spray some chemical shit into your garden. You like, back up, bitch, get the fuck out my way. Like, this my garden. How it's like, this could also be people's opinions, right? And like, I didn't ask for your opinion. Or perhaps it's like they don't even know what it's like to be in your position, but they trying to tell you about yourself. Like, who you, right? You don't have to say it in those ways. These are just the energies that I'm picking up. So maybe it might be a little bit aggressive in that way, you know, because I'm a lot more gentle. I'm a lot more nice than that. But nonetheless, it can happen, right? Like, maybe that's how you need to, like, how you not even in my position, but you trying to tell me how to play my part. You ain't never spent a day in my DNA, so how you trying to tell me to be me? That's probably what y'all thinking about me right now, giving y'all this reading. But you know what? I'm going to mind my business. I'm going to keep giving y'all this reading. And y'all go ahead and do what y'all need to do with yourselves. Because y'all sitting here watching me give y'all this reading. And so I'm going to tell you how I want to tell it. And that is what it is. I'm just saying. But be above the influence. All right? When you see the oppositions and when you see any of the challenges and whatnot, like, there's no victim mentality on it. You're conscious, you're aware, right? You getting it on and popping. There's a lot of things to celebrate and be happy for, right? Okay. Even if it seems like you haven't fully completed your cycles and you're like, you know, when is this gonna happen? Yes, think positive. Think with the ends in mind that it's already done. It's already done. If you have some contracts that need to go, it's already written in your favor, right? These are the things you need to tell yourself and put out into the universe. All right. A rediscovery of your power, calling back your power, right? All right. And so when I said that the Eight of Pentacles flipped over, but I'm going to go into Virgos now. Let's go, Virgos. How is this collective Sagittarius full moon, the full moon in Sagittarius collective reading connecting with Virgos? The collective of Virgos with this Sagittarius full moon. How is this full moon and this collective reading impacting Virgos? Yeah, Virgos. Virgos, I kind of feel like y'all got a lot going on where y'all just kind of like keeping to yourselves almost. It's not like y'all not quite in hermit mode, because y'all not in hermit mode. Y'all are putting yourselves out there, but y'all just in a very quiet or private space at this time. The Chariot. Y'all gonna be moving forward successfully. So listen, earth signs, I really like how these is coming through. Okay. With the Chariot here, I feel like there was certain things that you felt like needed some reconciliation, needed some harmony, needed some closure. The closure is happening, right? Maybe there was some challenges in what it is that you needed to close out. You know, this could have been pertaining to like specific car issues, specifically with the Chariot, right? This could be like specific car issues or nonetheless, especially with the Eight of Wands, things are going to move forward in your favor, and it's going to be victoriously, right? With the Chariot here. However, there are going to be certain challenges. This could also been that regardless of like, I feel like you're being stretched beyond your conscious, like the way that you was thinking before. Like you're kind of had to humble yourself from arrogance to confidence, and like knowing the difference between being confident and being arrogant, because you know, how do you act like you know it all, but then you want to go and learn from other people, and then you know, like you can't know it all and be mentored by other people and act bougie with it. Like, no, be in your confidence and say like, I like to learn and this, that, and the third. You know, there's a difference of how to present yourself, and I feel like you're going to gain that awareness of like how you're going to be presenting yourself. And this is actually going to allow for you to move further in your truth and in your path in the ways that is going to benefit you even more, right? This could also be that, you know, there's going to be some new projects moving forward here. I'm kind of getting like new ideas, fresh ideas, but that are generated from you. This could also imply some traveling for some of you Virgos. So maybe some of you Virgos are going to be traveling abroad or moving locations, right? With the Judgment card, and we was getting movement earlier in the collective, right? So maybe you're thinking of like moving location in general here. Hey. Moving location, regardless of what this forward movement is going to be for your betterment here. It's divinely aligned in your cards and your stars here at this time. You know, you may have felt a little bit conflicted and confused, and there may have been some delusions that you had in the past that's going to bring you a lot of clarity. So listen, if you're a little bit delusional, allow source and spirits to wake you up and bring you clarity, so that way you're not so delusional, but you're able to bring forth what it is that you are meant to bring forth and move forward into that truth, right? Into that timeline, that true reality, the timeline in which is moving you forward, the timeline that is benefiting you and your highest good, right? Bringing your manifestations to rush in. And again, these are general readings. If any of this resonates with you, but you need specific details, you could always book a personalized reading with me. But if not, just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. You know what I'm saying? It's a general reading. So the stories may not pertain to you specifically. Maybe it's even people in your aura, in your energetic space, and you know your life better than I do. So anyways, moving forward, we're going to go into Capricorn. How is this full moon and Sagittarius connecting with the collective reading and Capricorns at this time here. Hello, hello, hello. Capricorns, Capricorns. Woo. Oh, I like it. All right, Capricorns, y'all gonna be in some freshness, some fresh energy, some new money. It's a new day. It's some new money to be made, new opportunities. I'm really just seeing this as like putting yourself in new positions, putting yourself in new mindsets, putting yourself like remaking yourself in a way, rebranding. You know, maybe there was some confliction and challenges as to how you were doing things in the past, and you had to like learn those lessons, and you're coming to a space of like starting to close out certain chapters of your life, and you're coming into a new chapter. So nonetheless, there's a lot of freshness, a lot of newness coming in for you Capricorns here. If it's pertaining to like a job, this could be a new job or a new promotion. This could even be an engagement, right? You know, new relationship. Nonetheless, this is something material also, but it doesn't necessarily only have to be material, because like I said, we're going with the collective reading that's on the board, and that was highly spiritual. But this, you know, just treating yourself to new ways of being, newness in your life. So something new is coming in. Okay, this could also be news that you was waiting for coming in. Yeah, I feel like this is like you have healed a lot of heartaches, a lot of tough challenges, right? Maybe you were feeling like, you know, competitors behind, you know, and stuff like that, and you just come to a space where, like, as I said earlier, you can't take nothing from me but notes. So really calling back your power, getting into a space of independency, right? And doing things in a different way that you have done them before. I'm loving it. Okay. And this is also like allowing yourself to look at things in new perspectives as well. Not just, you know, it doesn't always have to be a material thing, but this could just be, you know, overall in general newness, new ways of thinking, new ways of being, trying a new food, maybe taking a new route home than you would have normally taken, going to a new place that you have never been, connecting with new people, whatever the case may be. This is something new. Okay, I love it. And remember, because a collective energy was restrained, we want to release those bondages, release those strengths. So calling back your power and cutting the cords. All right, what time is it? Where we at? What time is it, y'all? Please let me know, so that way I can know if I have enough time to get into the water signs and air signs. I'm going to do air signs first, and I'm going to get into the water signs. I more than likely will be able to do it right now. Just where we at? Can y'all tell me in the comments? Can I see where's my battery life is good? All right, we good on time. I just saw the time. We good on time. All right, y'all. Hey boo, how you doing? I see you, Sage. Excuse me. For those of you that is watching this replay, if you are on YouTube, don't forget to comment and subscribe and share this link with others, so that you know, not only does it help with the algorithm, but if they need this information, they can get this information too. If you really love them, if you don't really love them, then gatekeep. If that's what you want to do, if you're a little gatekeeper, that's on you. That's none of my business. But I'm saying, okay. If you are watching live, I thank you for your time and space. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, the link is in my bio, and you can click on there to subscribe to that channel. I did change my channel from the old channel that I had. And so, you know, you can catch videos on there as well, as I would like to build that. foundation so that I can go live on there as well. Alrighty. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the air signs here. And so, Sage, you came just in time too. What? You know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We know, us people, we know. So we're gonna get into the air signs. Air signs is Aquarius, Geminis. Who'd be them other ones? Libras. All right. Air signs for this full moon in Sagittarius. Air signs, there's going to be a lot of people revealing their truths onto you. There's going to be a lot of truths coming in. If you are a liar, not you specifically, but if you or someone you know has been lying about something, some information is going to come out to the forefront. Some truths here. I see a lot of healing. There's a lot of sorrow, a lot of sadness, a lot of mental shifts going on here. You know, maybe y'all were feeling a little bit indecisive of like how to move through certain situations. What I'm hearing is like that serenity, I think, is from like the 12-step program, but it goes, God, give me the strength. Damn. And then something about the control. It's the control part that's coming to me the most. But like it's there is in a haze a little bit. Like the peace or the serenity to be calm in situations that you can't control. Some shit like that. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say though. Be at peace. If you have control issues, try not to have anxiety or like overstimulate your mind by overthinking and over contemplating things where like, you know, if you can't control a situation, like just be at peace with yourself and like let things unfold the way that it needs to unfold. I don't know who needs to hear that, but for a lot of y'all too, I feel y'all expanding into higher, like a really nice place of clarity. Maybe somebody's gonna be writing a book also is kind of what I'm seeing here. They could be writing a book about like self-acceptance or things within their journey, and this book about their life or like just circumstances and whatnot is gonna help a lot of people. All right, so if that's you, if that sounds like you, write that book. Okay. Yeah, this Sagittarius moon is bringing a lot of expansion and awareness and energy to write that book. Okay, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm hearing. You'll have just take the time, make time to sit down and write. If you were feeling like you have writer's block, no, don't stop saying that. Stop affirming it and sit down, and you're gonna see how you're just gonna start writing. Like you're gonna be writing like you didn't even realize. Okay, air signs. Break this up. Sage, you still there with me? Air signs. What is the collective message for this full moon in Sagittarius? Full moon in Sagittarius for the air signs. What is the general message for the air signs of this full moon in Sagittarius? Oh, yeah. All right. Boom, boom. There's a lot of healing that's happening going on here for you air signs. Like I said, Things could have been a little bit tough. I see a lot of transformation going on here, though. That is heightening your intuition. It's here to heighten your intuition. Yep. So fucking funny. Spirit is putting you into a space to rest so that you can rejuvenate yourself to move forward. In the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot here. All right. Chariot is also Cancer energy. So I mentioned the Chariot with the earth signs too. I couldn't remember. I think it was like with Virgo or something like that. But anyways, nonetheless, here, air signs. The first card that came out was the 10 of Wands. The other card is the Page of Swords in reverse. The 4 of Cups upright. The 7 of Pentacles. The 3 of Swords. The Magician card. The Queen of Cups. The 4 of Swords. There was a lot of heaviness in the heart space that is being released here. There's a strong need to take a break, relax. There's going to be forward movement, okay? Even maybe, maybe you're feeling like maybe there's going to be some traveling going on or something like that. But Spirit is really asking you to be mindful. Like, do you need to go and travel at this time? Let me see. Yeah, that could bring a lot of healing too. That could bring a lot of healing is what I'm seeing with the travel. I had to look at the other cards. The traveling is going to bring a lot of healing, but nonetheless, regardless of where you're at, you're being called to a space of a healer. This is first healing yourself and then healing the collective here. There could have been things that you're coming into revelations that maybe once brought you, you didn't have the understanding of it before. There was seeds that was planted in the past that you didn't necessarily have it fertilized before, whereas you're going to be fertilizing it now. Yeah, you may have been a little bit skeptical to the information, or from maybe skeptical not to the information but from who the information is coming from. And so I feel like you've been working harder and not smarter, and also like maybe you have been being a little bit stubborn and moving how you're choosing to move, and maybe a little bit impulsively, like moving fast, moving nowhere fast also. But you're being told to get some rest. You're being told to listen to your intuition a little bit more strongly. You're being told, like, if some of y'all are drinking, maybe calm down on the drinking here. This is coming up again. Also, I'm seeing here if someone has like heart issues and stuff like that, there's a strong need to give yourself some rest. Put yourself in the healer's position. Do some breathing techniques for yourself to strengthen your heart here. There's a strong need to take accountability as well. Some of you may have been overworking, feeling bombarded, like you're just wanting to help everybody and taking on everybody's task, or feeling like you just, you're taking on a big load because you feel like you can handle it. You can handle it. But at the same time, you're not able to see past the ones. Like, you're blocking your own visions. You're blocking your own thing. And Spirit is like, let that shit go, because you're not able to see the way that you need to see here. Okay? So some of y'all maybe, y'all are being warned, and Spirit is literally giving y'all the messages directly. Like, it doesn't matter what angle y'all turn to. It's like you can see it on Instagram. You can see it on the street. When you're driving, you could hear it on the radio, whatever. Spirit is like in your face telling you what the fuck you need to let go of, because you are creating a burden for yourself, because you might be overly extending yourself, and it's time to kind of like drop some of those burdens, right? Some of that is not even yours. For some of you, this is like a cord cutting. For some of you, this is like letting go from a job, or getting bad news of like a family member. Maybe you were getting bad news about a family member, maybe a family member transition and you're grieving, and so you need time to grieve. Maybe there's a need for you to go and check your health. You know where you're at in your story here, okay? Drink more water and do more breathing techniques is kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this moon is trying to tell you to slow down. To slow down so that you could expand, so that you can drop whatever it is that you need to drop, so that you could expand in the ways that you need to expand moving forward. Nonetheless, this is going to bring a lot of healing. So I'm going to go straight into it. I don't want to keep repeating myself here. This could have also been that, like, you know, either some of y'all losing a job, changing a job, you know, family situations going on, getting some news. This looks like, you know, some news that is painful news. But nonetheless, the healing occurring, and so there's forward movement here, okay? So let's get into it. What is the first? We're going to go with Libra, because Libras is what's coming up heavy. All right, so Libra, we have the star in reverse. This is healing, taking time for healing. The star, nonetheless, is always a good thing. When it's in reverse, you might be resisting this healing. You might be skeptical of the healing. You know, you might be putting yourself in a position where you're not quite sure. And what's funny, in the bottom of the deck behind that is the Justice card. And the Justice card is Libra energy in a sense, right? Because of the scales, right? There's a strong need for you to balance out. There's a strong need for you to allow yourself to reach out to a healer if you need to reach out to a healer. Get back to believing in miracles, knowing that you are a miracle, connecting. Maybe, you know, maybe you don't know how to pray, or you don't want to pray, but you know someone who does, and you've been a little bit skeptical in reaching out to them. But faith without works is dead, is what I'm hearing, and you need to get back to your core to let the healing happen. Maybe connecting with your angels, asking your angels for healing guidance. This could also be that, you know, somebody could be very likely getting ready to transition, and you have a lot of fears, or perhaps you're projecting a lot of fears onto this individual, or you're projecting a lot of like the ending of them, and so you're not really thinking with source miracle energy, or healing energy. It's more with like fear and scarcity. And so air signs, get out of your fear and scarcity mindset. Okay, it's not serving. It's not serving. Libra, it's not serving. But the star card, what I like about it is that this says that the healing is going to happen regardless. The miracles are going to happen regardless. This could also be by way of like, what's that? Like a miracle in disguise for some of you, right? This could be a miracle in disguise, or like a blessing in disguise. This could also be that, you know, perhaps you're not, what is that message? I lost my train of thought, and so it is what it is. Because I don't want to make some shit up. It could be that this miracle is going to happen unexpectedly. You're not even going to realize it. You know, maybe you're being guided to do some prayer work or something like that. Some manifesting, some healing energies, right? Or bringing in some like healing equipment, or even like if you're being guided to shift like your diet or something like that, and you've been ignoring that, like really taking, like you might get a sign that you can't ignore that's going to push you into the path of healing, regardless, you know, because you may not have been listening before. All right. I did put the star card upright to bring that healing and miracles and good health and good wealth and good fortune for your highest and greatest good. You know what I'm saying? And I affirm that your angelic counsel, your spiritual counsel, your highest self, and the God that you believe in and source that you believe in is going to work all things out in accordance for your highest and greatest good. All right. And so we're going to go into Geminis. Geminis, what is the message for the Geminis? Greetings to everybody that is coming in. Geminis, how is this full moon in Sagittarius with this collective reading going to impact the Geminis here? Geminis, we have the Lovers card, and this is Gemini energy. So y'all are in your power, okay? Y'all might be having some head of heart decisions, some tough decisions that y'all have to make. Maybe y'all feel like y'all in a crossroads or something like that. Nonetheless, the information is going to come through. This is about harmonizing and balancing your masculine and feminine energies. This is about, you know, into unity and harmony and wholeness. Right? Being in union with yourself. Not necessarily with like a lover, but with yourself. So what I'm seeing with this collective, with the air signs, is a lot of like individual healing going on here. This could also be that perhaps, you know, yeah, Geminis, maybe y'all have been overthinking or like, you know, swinging too extreme in one side of the pendulum and to the other side. I mean, you know, one side of the pole to the other side of the pole, like a pendulum. Right? And just doing some evaluation in that so that you don't overwhelm yourself, you don't overexhaust yourself here. Where are you being extreme at? Are you being extremely needy? Are you being extremely giving? Are you being like, where are your extremities at? Are you tired? Are you you know, not taking time to like really rejuvenate yourself? What is it that you need to do to harmonize your life and in your environments here? Is there a decision that you have to make that perhaps you was like, it's a tough decision, it's not quite an easy decision, and you've been trying to prolong this, right? And you kind of feeling stuck and stagnated because you haven't been making this decision. How do you make this decision and say, you know what, I know this is a head of a heart decision, but a head or a heart decision, but I have to really get into my center, my truth, and my core and make this decision, because this is really going to make or break how I move forward, how I'm moving forward, or if I'm going to stay in this same cycle, because Spirit is not going to let you stay in the same cycle any the fuck way. It could be hurtful. So you have the opportunity to make the decision yourself or to hurt yourself. And nonetheless, you cannot be a victim of circumstances anyway, because you've put yourself in these circumstances. So how do you get yourself out of these circumstances? How do you make the decision that is most beneficial for you and everyone involved? And that's a tough place to be in, because essentially you're the one that's going to have to make a decision, because the people or with the circumstances around you is not going to really make the decision for you. The only decision that they'll be making for you is by making no decision at all. And if you make no decision at all along with your circumstances, that's where you're choosing to stay in a space that can be quite hindering you from your growth, hindering you from moving forward, right? And you might be making that choice because you might be a little bit skeptical as to things working out in the other side, right? Where you making the decision for change, right? And skeptical of what that change might look like. Oh, maybe it's gonna be the same. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit harder, or like, stop being negative Nancy. Okay, this is also harmonizing and integrating your polarities here, because you know y'all could be a little bit wish-washy sometimes, right? And so, you know, make like a washing machine and get all your cycles round up into one being. You know, time and place things, I get it. You know, yeah, role play And so this could be like, maybe you're just playing a role that you know it's not even suiting you. It's not really honoring your higher self. It's not really, it's time to like drop that mask. It's a role that is tiring. It's a role that's old. It's a role that doesn't stimulate you. For some of you Geminis, this could be that you are deciding to research something that, you know, some information that you were maybe skeptical about. Maybe you came across some information that, you know, was that a conspiracy theory or is that true? I don't know. Let me go look this shit up, and y'all go into like researching and stuff like that. And y'all find that it's like a disturbing truth. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold the phone. Like, this shit is wild, right? And it kind of just shakes you up a little bit, but nonetheless, you get the information, right? Or this could be that maybe information is trying to come to you and you kind of like trying to create a fucking wall to like not see it for what it is, right? And you keeping yourself in a burden as opposed to releasing yourself from it. Geminis, that was intense. Y'all are intense beings, y'all. All right, so we're gonna go into the Aquarius now, right? So how is this full moon in Sagittarius? How is this full moon in Sagittarius going to impact this collective of Aquarius here? Aquarius. Ooh. That's a lot of cards. Let me see what's here. Slow and steady wins the race. You're going to have opportunities coming in. You're going to have changes that's going to come in, but it might be a little bit slow. Not fast-paced, right? What's going to be fast-paced? If it's you know, they be like, oh, if it slows, it blows. If it's fast, it passes, right? Sometimes moving too fast, you miss other details of what it is that you need to see. There is going to be a lot of reevaluating of like your impulses and stuff like that here. I feel like you're coming into a space where your ships are going to be sailing in and you're like, about time. About fucking time. It took its time. It needed to take time. Because you needed to take time. So it's either your ships are finally coming in after a long time of like not coming in, or you're going to find that your manifestations are going to take its time to come in, but nonetheless they are going to be coming in. Okay, this feels really good, Aquarius. This just feels a lot more, I'm kind of getting like turtle spirit, like really like you know, the turtle pacing itself in a way, in the hard shell and being protected in its softness and vulnerability and everything like that. So, you know, maybe you were having to be soft during like hard times and everything like that. Like you're like, whoa, you know, and being vulnerable to the circumstances, but nonetheless seeing beautiful results coming in. And it took time. It needed to take time because good things take time. Okay, Aquarius. That is your readings, y'all. I'm going to get into the water signs, so give me a moment. That was good. That was good. Ooh, having to clear that energy. How are y'all all doing? How are y'all all doing? Thank you for still being here with me. I know we about to go to the water signs, get real watery with it. I'm glad. What time is it? Yes, we are still within our time frame. We are still good. We are still good. I'm trying to get this video going. All right. Water signs. Water signs are Cancers. They are Scorpio. What's the other water sign? Oh my gosh. What are you? Who you be? Your watery ass. Pisces. Oh my gosh. That's probably why I didn't want to. So subconscious thing. Deep. Pisces. Y'all be, listen. I have a beautiful relationship with all the water signs. We are primarily made up of water. Y'all be getting on my nerves sometimes, but you know, that's how I said Scorpio. That's why it was yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, y'all. All right. I'm just teasing y'all. I love y'all. You know, y'all are so emo at times. It teaches me love and affection in a different ways. But sometimes y'all be needing to learn love and affection in another way, in a more realistic way. And I am happy to be the 1. And the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 7 and the 8 and the 9 and the 0. Yes. Okay. Water signs, y'all kind of don't really feel like your own element, to be honest. But y'all do feel a little bit more playful here. Water signs, this full moon in Sagittarius with the water signs, Pisces. I feel a lot of improvements as well, like literally dedicated self-dedication, improvements, a lot of major shifts of like awakening for y'all, and like just like wow, like yeah, you know, y'all kind of needed these wake-up calls, so I'm all here for it. I love it. I also feel like a lot of emotional intelligence coming through for y'all water signs. Water signs for this full moon in Sagittarius water sign. Ooh, too many cards. All right. Yes. Water signs, I feel y'all getting into y'all confidence. Y'all could be moving up from the solar plexus into the heart space, or just integrating, you know, the work of your will with your heart's desire, right? All right, tell us, how is this full moon in Sagittarius going to impact the water collective, the water elements? Ooh wee, okay. Yep. All right. There's definitely going to be some clarity where there was once deception here. There could be pregnancy here. This could be just newness. So we have the Empress here, and we have the 7 of Swords here. I do feel like this is, and we have the Judgment card. Yep, I feel like, oh, yep. So there could have been like somebody's either pregnant and trying to hide this pregnancy due to circumstances of how they got pregnant, or it doesn't necessarily have to be this story specifically. Nonetheless, I do see y'all needing to tap into your intuition. There could be a little bit of sadness here. There's a need for, and I do see there could be a child involved here, because yeah, somebody's expecting. So in the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords, right? We have the Queen of Swords. Stay sharp. Be careful with, yeah, the Judgment card keeps coming up. It popped up for the Earth signs as well. So if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Earth sign. So we have here the Empress, the 7 of Swords, the Judgment card, the Knight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Page of Cups, the Temperance, and the 3 of Wands. Somebody here could be pregnant and could be hiding this pregnancy for whatever circumstances. All right. So either somebody could be hiding a pregnancy, somebody could be lying about a pregnancy. Maybe, you know, they got pregnant from one person and they're in a relationship with somebody else. That's very possible. This could also be that perhaps, you know, there may be some people that are trying to play some tricks, some emotional tricks with the heart. To some, you know, maybe somebody that really, really loves somebody, and you know, another person is kind of playing at their heartstrings, and like being manipulative. And so awakening, like the spirit is saying, like, pay attention to your intuition. There has been, there's secrets here. There's secrets here. Somebody could have been feeding your ego, right? Trying to like feed your ego and stimulate you in that way to kind of get what it is that they want out of you. Like ego stroking, right? Somebody could be, maybe they just like to go where their ego is stroked, and so they have some lies, like they, you know, and like you're able to see that. For some of you, this could also be that perhaps you were ego stroking yourself and you're coming to some realizations of like the narratives you've been telling yourself, like really getting into self-reflection with yourself with the Seven of Swords. Because with the Seven of Swords, I see this as like tricky energy, and you can be your own trickster as well, but also needing to reflect on that energy as well. But with the Page of Cups here, and this is Piscean energy also, the way I look at it, with like the fish in the cup, right? And the Temperance. Some of you can be letting go of addictions. Maybe you have like really, really strong addictions. It could be maybe a pregnancy that leads to having to cut the cords on certain addictions. This could be maybe an awakening that you're like, you know, maybe you didn't feel so confident and you're coming into a space of like looking in your reflection and wanting to make some changes. And so letting go of certain addictions, certain bad habits, letting go of certain expectations, or realizing that a lot of your disappointments are due to expectations. And so this is a slow and steady change that is happening. It's a big awakening. It's like a rude awakening. And so it's gonna hurt your feelings a little bit, water signs. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but this is necessary for your pleasure. Like you may have been in a space where like you wanted it your way, and everything was about pleasure and everything was about feeling good, and you realize that feelings are temporary. And that just because it feels good doesn't mean that it's going to end good. With the Judgment card here, right? It's not always about your feelings, but how can you get, you know, emotionally balanced with your intellect here, where you can see, right, the emotional intelligence here. Okay, balancing out the polarities of your masculine and feminine energies here. There could be a need to let go of some overindulgence. This could be that you're going to be shifting from one archetype to another archetype. This could also be that perhaps maybe some of you water signs has some, you know, issues working out with like your mother, healing mother issues here. Maybe you're a water sign that, you know, you had issues with your mom and you haven't quite allowed yourself to go deep into the forgiveness space to really, like, and I mean like really forgive some mother issues here to really attract what it is that you want to attract, to really move forward. And it's going to take time because you haven't really looked at that as deep as you thought you have, perhaps. So this is going to affect the water signs all a little differently, because I feel like there's a lot of narratives going on here. a lot of breaking of illusions for sure. A lot of ego play. Like, y'all just really, y'all getting y'all feelings sometimes. And if it don't make sense in your feelings, like, you know, you don't want to spend time in it. And it's not always, you know, you got to feel it to heal it. But you also have to be able to be in a space of like logically making sense of what it is that you have to destroy in order to alchemize the energies, right? To heal it. So, let's go into it. What is it? You know, let's go. We're going to go with Cancers first. So, how is this energy impacting Cancers with this full moon and Sagittarius? How is this energy impacting Cancers here? Yep. The truth needing to reveal itself to you. You may, again, we have couples here, right? We have soulmate energy here, but also like a need to like put the sword down. There could be a lot of arguments. There could be, you know, this could also be a situation of like, you know, a separation, a sneakiness, a moving aroundness, or something with a child involved here going on. And, you know, there's like, you know, beef kind of happening between the masculine and feminine energies. Not necessarily. This could also be, for some of y'all, it's harmonizing with the masculine and feminine energies, right? For some of y'all could be overthinking. For some of y'all could be overthinking. Nonetheless, the truth will reveal itself. I know I'm only pulling one card. I know it's only pulling one card. But the truth is going to reveal itself to y'all. There's a lot of telepathic communication going on in this situation as well. There's a lot of clarity coming through. A lot of protection. I feel like as long as you are praying for spiritual protection and you are affirming or doing the work, not just praying, but actually doing the work to anoint your space in a protective way, or doing some protective techniques. This is why it's keeping this trickster energy away. It can no longer manipulate. If there was a form of manipulation, it is now being brought to an end. It is put to an end, and it is being revealed here with the judgment card here. That's it. It's finito. It's closed. It's about ready to close out that chapter. Once it's revealed, you're going to complete this chapter and you're going to be moving into a new space because you see things exactly for how you need to see it. And now you know better. Because the high priestess, she knows. She's not just in her pleasure and in her feelings and stuff. She knows all the secrets of the universe. All the secrets of the universe. I feel like Cancers, y'all could also be feeling a little bit aggressive, or maybe your attitudes right now at this time. Maybe y'all feeling like, you know, y'all might be having certain issues coming on, you know, with yourselves where like, you know, maybe y'all control issues are being triggered, or certain emotions are being triggered at this. Like, I really feel y'all being triggered, but this triggered is to bring y'all into a space of reevaluating why y'all being triggered. What is the root of that? Is it even real? Or is that some shit you're making up? Go back to the source of what you know versus how it makes you feel. Right? All right. So let's go into Pisces. Pisces. How is this energy? How is this full moon in Sagittarius with this collective reading going to impact Pisces? That wanted to come out. Pisces, y'all are going to be standing in your power. Okay, y'all going to be, I spoke about confidence, right? Yeah, and you know what I like about the water signs right now? Y'all are all sitting in the seat of your throne. I'm not even going to lie. High Priestess is sitting down in her throne. The Empress sitting in her throne. The Queen of Swords sitting in her throne. Like, yes, some of y'all are standing. But it's like, I feel like those are your angels standing in the positions in which they need to stand in, so that the truth is revealed and that you can move forward accordingly with what it is that you know you have to do. And if there are secrets, boom, it ain't a secret no more, right? This could also be like, are you, you know, maybe you have been gossiping and you got G-checked for gossiping too much, and now you like know how to keep a secret, right? Whatever, each their own. But standing Pisces, standing in your power or sitting in the seat of your throne, being in your confidence, being in your bag, being attractive, being super magical, attracting your manifestations to you. You are attracting, not chasing. You hear, you're fiery. This sounds like, you know what's funny is that I don't really see, there's one water cup here. And I was like, water signs, y'all don't feel like y'all in your own elements, and that's because y'all not. Y'all know that y'all were being a little bit too watery, and y'all needed to allow for your waters to morph. You know how when you put water in a cup, it morphs into the cup, it turns into the shape of the cup, right? That is what y'all doing. Y'all are shaping yourselves right now. And so Pisces, you put yourself in a space of completion so that you can put yourself in a space of confidence. So be confident. All right, Pisces, I don't got too much to say for y'all because I really feel like y'all really doing the thing. I feel like y'all really accomplishing y'all goals and y'all really letting yourselves be shaped. You know, like you put yourself in you in the chalice and you're like, my cup is overflowing right now. It's overflowing and I'm not drained at all. I love it. I love it. But you were probably feeling drained before and you're not feeling that no more. You're aware. You're aware of what it is that you have to do and you allow yourself to shape into that, right? And not in a deceitful way, not in a way where you're playing a role and you're tricking yourself. You're not faking it so you're making it. You are it. And that's the difference. This energy, when y'all was in this energy and the trickster energy, y'all was in that fake it to make it energy. Y'all was in that fake it to make it and it was inauthentic, and that was why you didn't feel as confident. That was why you had to be triggered with your emotional intelligence because you wasn't, maybe you were people pleasing, maybe you were enabling, maybe you were tricking yourself, whatever the case may be, but you wasn't in your truth. And now you find yourself in a space where like you're truly able to be in your truth. You're truly able to be yourself and be confident in yourself. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Scorpio. There we go. Scorpio. How is this full moon in Sagittarius collective reading impacting Scorpio? Last but not least, y'all. Thank you. Scorpio. Nonetheless, I also feel like with the water signs, y'all are having major heart chakra activations. Y'all are really expanding yourselves. And I like it. So Scorpios, yeah. So y'all had the Empress there in the full body. And maybe if it was in here, it would have came out. Also, I could have used another deck. I didn't. I just used the same deck here. But Scorpio, y'all are magnetically attracting to y'all. Y'all could be seeing a lot of birds. Y'all could be communicating with birds. Nonetheless, this is the pre-Empress energy here. So again, we have the Empress card that came out in the water sign collective energy on the board. And so this is like another Empress energy. There's a lot of queens on the boards. There's the High Priestess here, right? So if there was like certain mother issues and things like that, I do see a lot of healing with those issues. I see a lot of healing with divine feminine energies, a lot of forgiveness that needs to happen, and y'all attracting what it is that y'all are wanting and needing to attract. This is also a lot of independency. Maybe y'all were dealing with a lot of codependency, or maybe y'all were living with family and you come into a space of like starting to live on your own. Don't be fearful, no lack mentality, no scarcity. You are actually attracting what it is that is for your highest good because you are in alignment with your soul's purpose. So keep doing what you're doing to be in alignment with your soul's purpose, and you will continue to attract the monetary gain it is that you need to attract here. That's kind of what I'm saying. But again, you can't fake it till you make it. You have to really step out of that. Put that to an end here with the Judgment card. You know, sometimes with the Judgment card, we can really judge ourselves and judge opportunities and situations, you know, in a certain type of way. Step the fuck out of your own way so that y'all can really get this juicy manifestations. In the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups here, that partnership. I love it. healthy partnerships. If you're looking for a partnership, you're looking for love, just allow yourself to really be in that true space of like honoring the divine feminine energies and healing, you know, any wounds that you may have in that space, whether it's your mother, your sister, your auntie, your cousin, you know, your neighbor, your ex-girlfriend, you know, whatever the case may be. Allow yourself to tap into the feminine energies within yourself without judgment, right? Don't be so shallow with yourself, right? Get deep with yourself. Get water signs, y'all supposed to be deep, right? So get deep with yourselves. You know, I also see this like, you know, mindfulness of like, because of all this fertile energy with the water signs, it is highly possible that y'all could have a baby, or y'all could get pregnant or something like that. Or this could be an unexpected pregnancy. This could be an unexpected, you know, because I got to tell y'all what's on the board. You know, this could be a hidden pregnancy, an unexpected pregnancy. If there's lies and illusions, it's going to come to the forefront. So I'm just saying, if you're a little playing, you're a little cheater, I hope you get caught. I'm just saying. I'm not a little hateable. I'm just saying, like, you could have just left the relationship. And did you? But that's none of my business. Yeah. Did I say that out loud? Did I do that? I did. Nah. All right. That is your reading. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean that there is somebody that's cheating. I just have to put all the options and possibilities of what I see on the board here, okay? This could be that perhaps y'all been cheating yourselves out of certain opportunities, and I hope that that is revealed to you too. If you cheating yourself from certain opportunity, certain spaces in your life, from certain growth, I hope and I affirm that you receive the clarity and the knowing, the awakening, the awareness of where it is that you've been cheating yourself, so that you're not so shallow with yourself, so that you're not faking it till you make it, so that you could actually be in your independency here as opposed to being codependent, so that you can really respect the feminine energy, so that you can really tap into your power and your magic and your love aspects, because all of that is all interwoven with one, but with emotional intelligence. All right, y'all. All the time, surrounded by birds all over. Yeah. So, you know, you might have a telepathic communication or connection with birds. You know, so I will pay attention to that if that's your thing. That might be a calling. I also see ships coming in, and so again, be open to receive. Allow yourself to be open to receive, and it may not always come in the forms that you think it's going to come in, but nonetheless it's coming in. So, I thank you. I honor you all. I don't want to hold y'all off for too long. 10845. I close this space. I remove my energy off of your mind, body, and spirit. And because I'm calling back all my energy, all my juicy, orgasmic energy from all timeline realms and dimensions of my existence to be with me in my wholeness. And I allow for you to be in your wholeness and your light, and just know that you are juicy. You are a healer. I believe in you. I trust in you, right? Because I trust in myself, right? That you're receiving the messages that is divinely rated for you. I thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video out with others. Until next time, peace, love, and harmony.